Oh, hello. Got a little bit of a different angle today. There's dog behind me. So we got a different angle in the room here. You got the old couch. It's good to have old furniture when you have pets. You can see my bicycle back there in the other room. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex Levin, and we're here together in Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube portal. Say that quick 5 times. Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock, I'm streaming, and you can let me know you're here by registering as Steve and Tanya and Nancy did this week. And it just helps me to know that you're out there. I can also see by a number of people on the little icon. I can see if you put something in the chat. If you send me an email at Sun and Moon it would be at Alex at sunandmoonstudio.com. Same as our website string URL, and you can check there. It's another story for things, think ways to be, ways to participate, ways to support your practice with us and for yourself. And another final way you can connect with me is by leaving a comment below. So all of those ways would be great, and it just helps. I know you're out there, but it's a little extra affirmation. So we'll have a half hour. We're gonna get on the ground and do legs up the I'm gonna put my legs up the couch. So have something nearby, a hassock or a chair. Have what you need to be comfortable in temperature and to sit. Hello, hello, Steve. Thanks for putting a note in the chat. Glad you're here. I'm back from the beach. A very windy, very cool week for the Outer Banks in August. I don't think the temperature got above 80 this week, and the wind was high, maybe from that turbulence in the Atlantic. I think it's called Dexter. It's the storm. Don't know if it's a hurricane or what out there. A lot of factors coming together. So I had an intersection with sand and much more, with sand, with wind, with water, with a lovely, fun body surfing and limited boogie boarding with a double red flag conditions. But so much fun intersection with staying with family at a beach house, intersection with having gotten stung by some sort of insects the day before or 1 or 2 days before I left and having some reaction to that. So we are always intersecting with life. That's the nature of this, what some spiritual traditions call the marketplace. Ever changing, some things we think we're in control of, and many, many, many more we are not in control of. So some things seem routine, and then there are many surprises. And so this practice for me, I think about how my teachers have pointed to the two tracks. And I know that I'm drawn to this practice for the track of the one track being, how do I feel better? How do I navigate this life better? I admit that to myself. And more I'm finding, and that is important in one way. And the two tracks, I think, kind of inform each other. But more and more, I do find that the other track, committing to the other track of sensing what the truth is, what the truth of my own being is, what the truth of this word identity. I find it really interesting when we know words, we know them, we get a feel, cognitive feel of it. We get a visceral, a body feel, a memory, maybe even with tinged with emotion or some psychological uh, flavors. We have this living in us. And so the word identity, I think it's been more of a cerebral thing for me. And I'm beginning to feel it more as I open to asking. I'm beginning to feel how I what that is for me. I'm looking for the right words that are fresh and um, identity, how it what it is that it manifests. What and so it's so many things. If we ponder just for a moment, we can do a little inquiry right where we are before we've even fully grounded. We'll get to that in a moment. Just take a moment to take a breath, feel the ground under you. Yeah, let's do that grounding thing. Let's do that. I hope I'm audible. I'm feeling my voice is getting quieter as I go to ground. Sense the wheels of motion of maybe your heart rate, of your mind rate, slowing down as we just feel here now presence. So useful to feel it tangibly through the way our body touches what's beneath us, the chair, the couch, the bed, the floor. And we sense our breath that is ever flowing and ever living, bringing that life force or along that same path as the life force is coming into us and moving out, never stopping that process till our last breath. And as we're right here, we can also feel that we connect. We're not separate. We can even reach our arms up and out and turn a little bit. Mine are going off screen and let the hands and sort of point with one hand, looking out far and sensing yourself right here. And yet, all that's out there, we are part of that. That's all influences and connects with us. And then in another direction, maybe a little different angle. At the same time, sensing yourself right here, all that we're intersecting with at this moment, all that we're colliding with, all that meets us, all that we meet. And then you can come back to that grounding, that right here presence. This is the boomerang, the yeah, that we can draw ourselves right back to presence if we feel when we notice that we're losing it in any way. The richness of this practice. This is what I feel is on that track of remembering. Maybe it's for both tracks, it's for both either track, whichever one you're interested in, and it's good to get clear on which one you're working on. And then we can inquire, or you can stay with just the presencing. What are the ways I know myself? What are the hats I wear, the roles I play, the roles that I take on that serve me kind of in a survival way? And we may not even see it that way from our adult vantage point, but from our child self, we were surviving. We were ensuring to the best of our little abilities to get the attention and care and the basic needs of our lives met. And that feel of safety, so crucial. So notice the hats. Maybe you're a gardener some of the time. You can get as specific as you like, or you can go back to the more emotional ways you navigate. Are you the roles you play? Are you the helper? Are you the antagonist? Are you the one who retreats? Are you the quiet observer? And we wear bits of all these hats too. All of these ways we identify. And you can just imagine you're making a mind map. You don't have to hold on to your list. You can learn more ways, more of the roles that you hold as you do this little kind of exercise from time to time. So no need to hold on tightly. And indeed, as we come in and go to that truth track, to what is so all these intersections of things actually can help us to remember, well, let's go in to see what's prior, what's your face before your parents were born as one way of the Zen koan. Another is your face before you were born, but I find that one interesting. Your face before your parents were born, way back. What are you? Just sensing into that presence for a moment. So we're going to intersect now with some bigger movement, but hold the flavor of this however you sense yourself. And it may be with some thoughts that bounce around like popcorn. It may be with some uh, physical experiences you're having, maybe with some tendency of your mind or emotion or wants. And we will transition to lying on the floor. Let's see if I get this low enough so you can see me. I will do a little bit and hopefully come back up to sitting so that you can hear me really well. So you get really close to your, I'm going to do this backwards from you. I get one hip to where my side is going to be, the side. I'm on my left hip, and uh, my right hip is facing toward the chair or your couch or hassock. And then lay down on your side. So my back, the center line is behind me so that when I roll up, I hope you can see me. Yeah, that's good. Um, yeah, so I didn't smush my doggy's face. And then you can kind of lean into your shoulders and readjust and push into your legs and readjust. My legs are a little bit uneven here, but that's okay. You want your feet and legs to be comfortable on your couch. Yeah, good. And now let's rediscover the ground. So we shifted around. We intersected with a transition to movement. Mm. Notice what you notice about your breath, what you are conscious of. This is the lens that we're looking through in the yogis' writings, the lens. This is what we have, what we can clean up, like Eric Schiffman talks about cleaning the window. It's layered with lots of life's dirt and grime and bugs, and we have the capacity to clean it off, to let it become more and more clear so it sees very clearly out to our world, which is the mirror of in, and it mirrors more that observing presence that is our true nature. Always, 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 don't take my word for it. Experiment, notice. Notice your own seeing, your own presence before your parents were born. Sensing ground as you breathe, sense ground and feel the relative safety we have here. So we have set up this place we can have a gratitude for that we have that relative to what many others in the world are not ex- having that grace of safety. And we need this safety. What we are learning, what is becoming shared by through more people who write about it for the lay audience, is what happens in our nervous system if we are not feeling safe. And it's not easy to learn. Just we know that for kids in school, they need to have something in their belly. They need to feel safe from whatever trauma they might have had in their home life, and even from the relationships around them. Not Can't learn when you're can't learn the way the brain is. The parts that are trying to get you back to safety are engaged, and the part that which I think is more toward the front, not sure about that map, but is hindered. from learning that the resources of the brain are going to safety. So when we can recognize and set up for ourselves what is the safe place, we can then encounter something a little bit challenging and build to a little bit more challenging, a little more challenging. From your comfort zone, that's where you can expand your comfort zone. Another Eric quote. So I'm thinking today of bringing my interlacing my fingers, clasping the hands and putting them behind my head, and I just happened to go to my unusual clasp. It's still a bit unusual. If you do it often, it becomes you can start to forget which one is my unusual. And I love what my teachers, Linda and Russell, talk about is when we used to go to the unusual class. This is where all wars begin, the two differences. When we get more familiar, we can maybe start to heal those attitudes towards the difference. And so here I'm going to do something a little unusual. You might think I was going toward a crunch, which I was thinking of that. But I'd like you to unweight your head, the whole apparatus here. You just kind of like as if you're going to lift off, but don't, and just slide. So you're not turning, but I'm sliding like a side bend. If you were standing up, it would be like a moon, half moon, a little tilt to the side, little bit. I went to the edge where it was a bit crunchy on my left shoulder blade. I'm going to come a little short of that. I'm going to feel the whole of myself. You don't have to take it to where it hurts. Go short of that and feel more of the whole of yourself, your feet, your calves, your knees, your hips, your lower back, the golden ball in the belly, the heart, all the blood vessels, the nerve, the rivers of nerve cells all through the body, the bones, the organs in the belly, the lung organs, the intricate shoulder architecture, and the weight of the head. Okay, just come and undo, just come to a stop. Now, you stay where you are. I'm going to come up to seated by rolling to my side, pushing up. I mean, a little lightheaded. I spun around too quick. You stay where you are. And once again, interlace the fingers, maybe this way, the other way, your usual clasp or your unusual, which one you were whichever one you didn't do last time. And yes, interlace the fingers and do a little more of that sliding side to side. So you're not turning your head, you're simply tilting the whole body, but it's a slide on the back. And it's a little there's not really a lifting, but it is a slight unweighting. Weighting, not WAIT. Side to side. And you can make it less if you're having some challenge with this that is too much. A way we can control the level of challenge, and that is useful to do when we're trying to learn something new or unlearn something old. We want to make not just a safe and comfortable. We want to be able to modify the comfort level, the challenge. So we have some control of that. We don't have all control of that, but some. So don't go as far. And then stop, pause. You could keep your hands behind your head, or you can undo the clasp, relax your arms. Just see where you land, see what you feel. And the very specific, like I'm feeling a softening, almost like a quilt that's been cleaned, or not even cleaned yet, but just been shaken, fluffed up so that it feels like a more even dispersal and a little bit of more texture, more and a little larger. So I'm demonstrating this practice I often do with how we add language to our experience, how we name what's going on, which we do unconsciously a lot. And to do it consciously helps us to get more accurate, but you might notice it also helps to get us right present because we really have to be attentive to what's right here and now. Okay, and your choice. Maybe you'd like to reinterlace your fingers back there, yogi's choice, and slide side to side again. Or perhaps you want to do a little crunch. Or perhaps you want to just leave your arms down and roll your head side to side. Or perhaps something different that I'm not thinking of. Maybe you want to take your ankles in circles. So you just want to be still and be there, soaking up the sort of feeling of increased presence, if that's possible. A few breaths of I'm here. I am here. And whatever is coming through the breath, the sound of the air conditioning, the sound of my dog licking his feet or belly, some kind of chirping outside, some sensation in the body, comfortable or painful. I am here. Never changes that one. You might, because it's a really nice segue right here, you might just stay right where you are and begin your meditation there. Or you might, like me, come up to sitting, and I'm actually going to prop up my pelvis just a little bit now, a little bit more, but easily just not moving too fast to hold on to that, the focus that we've cultivated, and then just drop into stillness. Continue your silence. Or maybe I had invited you to say words, so now silence. Make any other little adjustments so that we enjoy the stillness together for about 7 or 8 minutes. Enjoy your journey. Bring any of the tools that I share that you have in your toolkit from your experience and practices and learning, movement of meditation, just coming to the breath, possibly once in a while, just feeling the body, feeling the ground, and bringing to bear a gentleness, a forgiveness, a lightness, sense of joy, compassion, playfulness, that to that when we find ourselves gone in mind in a virtual reality instead of the actual here and now, in fact, celebrate, do a little end zone dance. I remember to come back. I remember to come back to what I never left or what never leaves me, my own essence. The mind storms will come. The mind storms will come. Sometimes there are more of them, sometimes less. The distractions in the form of body, nagging aches or discomforts. And we watch how we identify more closely with them, or we more and more just observe from the eye that doesn't change. Just where we are, there's some natural heaviness with our physical body and gravity, and there's some buoyancy and lightness with our breath, sense of wonder. More breaths together in this practice. So we can mark the end of this practice together with hands together in front of the heart and a bow. And perhaps feel the qualities and message that you feel you get or you send and you get with that gesture, perhaps of gratitude, perhaps of honoring, respecting. And if you choose, you can go right back into your meditation and sit longer or lie there longer, whichever you chose. Or you can transition to the rest of your day. And so I'll leave you with one kind of final statement as a recap of this identity. Feel and after many years of practice and meditation in these movement arts and awareness, I am getting such a richer feel, distinguishing of the way I identify with, as I mentioned as we were in the meditation, when I have aches in my body, they've been for me. They've been that intersection. I'm sure they'll be back. They haven't been as strong these last few weeks, but how I feel them and all the stories associated with them and the future projections or the past explanations. And the more I've rested as that I before my parents were born, that identification, there's something that lets go. And it's kind of tricky because there's easy to then get caught on that path of, oh, I'm doing this to feel better. And so I don't know what more to say about that. I just know that it can get confused, and when this power of this intent that my teachers point to so much, our intention and being clear on that. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel better. We're wired that way. But if we are also, I mean, I guess I think we can be a little bit on both paths. Of course, we don't want to feel miserable, but if we stay true to that, our deeper intention or our truest intention is to truly know who we are. Um, and there's many different paths to that. This one I take is very Eastern flavored. You take a more Christian flavored, or I don't know, many, maybe shamanic. There's many paths to this. They all, of course, we are all at the essence of the same humanity. So distinguishing what our identity is. Is it the path of feeling better, less, I want less suffering, which is, of course, true? Or can we also stay true to the path of who am I truly? Thank you all for joining me. I wanted to see and just shout out. There's some of you, oh, where is that? I closed it. Some of you I haven't talked to in a while who I know are out there sometimes. Nina, Mary Beth, um, who else? Lincoln. I say the same ones over sometimes. So I know I have lists of those who have let me know that you're there to remind me, and I so appreciate you. A thousand monks, a thousand paths, absolutely, and yet all the same, we are monks on this path, aren't we? In a sense. Thanks, Steve. Mary Jane, be well. Find your comfort zone and expand from there. Oh, Sandra, hi. Thank you for chiming in there. I just share what I've absorbed and I'm working with. Thank you. My joy, my joy. See you next week. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the beautiful weather today here now.